Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the weekly download. My name is Mitchel Dumlao, and thank you for joining again. This is Mitchel Dumlao. This is the weekly download video content school, and today we're going to be talking about a really cool topic, which is the onboarding process. And this is for the folks out there who do have a video business or just freelancing and working with clients. And the onboarding process is very important for the whole project to be done in a very proper way, and so that nothing gets fallen through the cracks, and so that you get all the shots that you need to you need to shoot. You have all the information that you need for deliverables, and everyone's on the same page. And having a really good onboarding process makes sure that you create a video without having to worry or guess what the client wants, and vice versa. It's all about making sure that you're on the same page after a kickoff call, creating a document called a creative brief, so that you guys are on the same page creatively, having shot lists and mood boards and treatments and all of this, so that you can all just feel comfortable moving forward, and you just execute the plan, and you know that you agreed with the client on what the plan is all about, so you don't have to go back and ask, why didn't we talk about this? It's all about the onboarding process, and no one's confused. All right, the first thing you need to do for the onboarding process, to me, is having a really good proposal. Now, the proposal is a really great way to lay out all of the deliverables, the deadlines, the budget, all the details that you need to know and the client needs to know, so you're both on the same page. Is it 5 videos, 1 video, social media cuts? You're going to deliver it in square, vertical, and landscape. Does it need to be done in a month, in 2 days, 3 weeks? And also, what are the things that need to be created? Does it need to be photos too? There needs to be, BTS footage, whatever it is. You lay it out all on the proposal. And this is a really great way to have it in writing, so that, let's say that the client says, hey, you owe me a social media cut. You can go back to the creative brief or even the proposal and say, you didn't tell me or sign off on a social media cut, so that's going to cost extra. All right, really great way for you to make sure everything's in writing. Now, after the proposal was signed, a really good thing to do is send out a survey form, or like a jot form or a type form, that really breaks down the questions that you need to create a creative brief. And I've talked about this before, what a creative brief is. Creative brief is a document that lays out all the creative parameters that you need to follow so that the client is happy. All right. So what's the tone? What's the message? What are the inclusion, exclusions? You can't say this. You should say this. You need the logo here. You need the product over here all the time. And so having a survey that asks all these questions is really, really helpful. And so a lot of the things that I ask on my survey are really like, what's the aspect ratio? Right? Also, what's the amount of deliverables? So what is it? Again, square, vertical, landscape, 30-second cuts, 15-second cuts, 1-minute cuts, how many deliverables in total? At the same time, is there a link to their assets? So can you provide a link to your logo, to your brand deck, as well as any other pictures for the actual video itself? And then, of course, there's other things as well that you're going to keep in mind. Like, I feel like the really good question to ask is, what is the overall goals of the campaign, right? So is it more followers? Is it more sales? Is it more likes? Is it more comments and engagement? The reason why is that you're going to make sure that your video actually helps them reach those goals. Because if your video is great at, becoming really beautiful and it's nicely done, but there's you didn't really create it so that people will actually buy the product or remember the brand, then the client's not going to be really that happy. So you really have to get the goals really put on paper, so that you both know what the goals of the campaign is. And other things to do is to figure out what the message and the tone is. Like, is it upbeat? Is it comedic? Is it serious? Is it academic? Also, what is the message? Like, if the message is, buy more on my product, or if the message is, save the planet, or, invest in fair trade, or, do sustainable practices. Like, it depends on what the video is all about, right? And then you have, of course, technical specifications. So how long is the video? What's the aspect ratio? What's the resolution? Also, where are we going to target the uploading? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, your website, a blog. Also, what's the intended geography? Is this local, right? It's going to be different if you're just, doing a video for Austin or for Chicago, or is it global? So do you need to have, captions? It's really good to ask that question. Who's the target audience? Great one too. So if usually the marketing department would know this. They'll say 18 to 25-year-old moms who are looking for new baby products, whatever it is. And then you have, what are the KPIs that we talked about, the key performance indicators? Is it more likes, more sales, more email signups? And of course, what's the delivery deadline? So is it 1 month, 3 weeks, whatever it is? And then from there, I like to ask, what are the reference videos that you like so that we can create a video similar? This is like a really great way for them to communicate visually in their own terms of what they think the video should look like without having to create a storyboard or write it in text form and you don't know how to create it visually. It's always good to have reference videos. If not, reference videos are a mood board. All right, so after you get that survey sent out and they fill it out, you can have a kickoff call. Now, the kickoff call is great because you can use this form as a way to structure the call and also lead the call. It's all about asking questions about the form, and also you can use the form as a way to ask questions during the kickoff call. It just depends on your process. Sometimes people like to have time to fill out the form because they have to look at their brand deck. They have to you have to ask the rest of the department. They have to ask the CEO to sign off on certain things. But also if you just deal with a client and you just want to ask these questions over the phone, that's good too. So you can ask all those questions on the form during the kickoff call. And kickoff call is really important because you need to ask the questions that you need to ask in order for you to feel confident moving forward with the project, right? What's the resolution? Okay, how long is the video? Okay, how many characters? What's the what is it called? The amount of products that we need to feature. Okay, what's the CTA at the end? Like all these questions are really important because you don't want to just assume things. Then when you shoot the video, you deliver the edit, and all of a sudden they say this is nothing. It has nothing to do with what we visually agreed on, and previously agreed on. Okay, so it's really important to get these things said and asked and answered on a kickoff call. So make the kickoff call 30 minutes to an hour. This is very important because the more time you spend on a kickoff call and an onboarding call, the less time you're going to spend asking questions and doing reshoots and re-edits at the end. Okay. Now, after the kickoff call is done, this is when you start creating a creative brief, or they create a creative brief. If it's a big client, then what they'll do is that they'll have their own creative brief that they'll send to creators. And so be mindful of that. And also create the mood board, create a treatment or a shot list to send to them so they can approve it. So I like the shot list so that they can see basically all the shots that you're going to create or shoot for them to see in their mind. Because for them, they'll probably I want a shot of the product. I want a shot of the model wearing the product. I want the shot of the product being used. I want the product all over the video, whatever it is. Get the shot list so that they can approve it all. At the same time, a treatment and a mood board depends on your client. So if you want, you can use different ways of creating a mood board, like using Google Images or stock images, or you can use a treatment for like music videos. You can use images as well. And other than that, you just have to make sure all those documents are in one place and that the client approves. Once they approve the creative brief, you have the jot form and the survey form. You took your notes during the kickoff call, and you have a shot list and a treatment approved, you're pretty much good to go because you have all the tools and information you need to make the video that they are asking for. And so from that point, it's all about just executing and making sure that you get things done the right way by just following the directions. You just made the directions, you made the guidelines. So that's all for today. I've got my call right now. I've got an alarm going, I've got a dog over here squeaking their toy, and I think that's enough for today when it comes to the onboarding process. But again, if you have any questions at all, please email me at mitchel@videcontentschool.com or leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, share this, and comment. And share this with anyone you think will find this helpful. I really do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again next week.